Hi everyone, welcome to April 16th Math 8 lesson. Let me show you our agenda for today. All right, I am going to ask you all today, we're going to review the Pythagorean theorem, and we are going to practice today solving for different sides of a right triangle. So this week you practiced finding side C, or the hypotenuse. So today's lesson is going to also include what do you do to solve for side A or for side B. Before we look at the tutorial, I want to show you from PBS Learning a video clip called Understanding the Pythagorean Theorem.
In today's lesson, I'd like to show you how to understand and apply the Pythagorean theorem to determine unknown side lengths in right triangles. Greek philosopher Pythagoras demonstrated that the area of a square with side length A and the area of a square with side length B would always equal the area of a square with side length C. This is true of all right triangles. Every right triangle has one right angle, two legs, and one hypotenuse. We will refer to the legs as side A and side B. Sides A and B will always extend from the 90-degree angle. The hypotenuse will always be side C. The hypotenuse will also always be the longest side. For each side of a right triangle, imagine squares. When added together, the squares on side A and B will always equal the total area of a square on side C. Therefore, the equation we will use for any right triangle will always be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The equation may also appear like this. This is called the Pythagorean theorem. The theorem states that the squared hypotenuse is equal to the squares of the two other sides combined. Let's apply the Pythagorean theorem to determine the unknown side of this right triangle. First, let's determine which sides we know we have dimensions for. For this right triangle, the two legs, A and B, have dimensions of 3 meters and 4 meters, and the hypotenuse, side C, does not have a known dimension. Remember, our equation is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Therefore, our equation is 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. So, 9 plus 16 equals c squared. 25 equals c squared. Side C will be the square root of 25. So side C is 5 units. Great job! Now let's apply the Pythagorean theorem to another right triangle to determine the unknown side. First, let's determine which sides we know we have dimensions for. For this right triangle, one leg, side A, is 6 feet. The hypotenuse, side C, is 8 feet, and we do not know the length of the other leg, side B. Our equation is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, our equation is 6 squared plus b squared equals 8 squared. We can also write this as b squared equals 8 squared minus 6 squared. So, b squared equals 64 minus 36, or b squared equals 28. Side B will be the square root of 28. So, side B is 5.29 units. We know it's approximately 5.29 because the number times itself is closest to 28. The Pythagorean theorem is an important formula for many reasons. It's often applied in geography to determine distance, as well as architectural and interior design. It will always be applied to right triangles to determine the length of an unknown side. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.
Okay, now I'm going to show you Big Ideas book, the tutorial for how to find, again, either side A or side B.
Find the missing length of the triangle. First, notice we have a right angle, so that means we have a right triangle, and we are missing one of the legs, since the legs are the two sides that make up the right angle. And also we have 25 feet is the hypotenuse, because this is the side opposite of the right angle. So what we'll do to find our missing side length B is use the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem states that the sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs, and our legs are A and B, is equal to the square of the length of the hypotenuse. So we have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So what we'll do to find B is substitute in the values for the hypotenuse and the leg A. So we have A is 7 feet, so we have 7 squared, plus our other leg is B, so we leave that as our variable and have B squared. Then we need the hypotenuse, which is 25 feet. So we have 25 squared, so that we can solve for B. 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. Then we keep B squared, and that's equal to 25 squared, which is 25, times 25, and that's 625. So now to get B squared by itself, we subtract 49 from both sides. So that gives us B squared on the left equal to 576 on the right side. Finally, to get B on the left-hand side of the equation, we need to get rid of the exponent. So we will take the positive square root of both sides of the equation. The square root of B squared is B, and the square root of 576 is the same as what number multiplied by itself is equal to 576. That number is 24. So we found that B is equal to 24. So the missing length is 24 feet.
All right, sorry about that. Okay, let's take a look at what I wanted you to do next. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to go in iExcel, and I want you to practice the skill of finding the missing leg. And when you go on grade 8 math, you'll see that I have starred some of the different topics that I'd like you to practice on when assigned on your lesson plan that was emailed to you. But then specifically for right now, you can go to letter R, and you can see that I starred number 1 and 2, the Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the hypotenuse, which you've done this week. So now I'm going to ask you to find the missing leg. And as always, please make sure that you are trying your best when you are doing your different lessons. If you have any questions, you can certainly have your parents email me. For tomorrow's practice, Friday, April 17th, there is a Finding a Missing Leg practice worksheet in your packet that you can practice on as well. Again, try your best with everything that you do each day. Thank you so much for your hard work. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.